Alright guys, let's take a quick look at these original Dark Eldar models. These models I got with the release of 3rd edition Warhammer 40,000. I split the box with a friend, and the friend got the Space Marines, and I think he got the best part of that set, and I got the Dark Eldar. At the time, I was pretty hyped for the idea of the Dark Eldar, but these models ultimately ended up being kind of unsatisfying. Let's take a quick look, a little zoomed in shot of some of them. And for some reason, I painted two of them, two different color schemes. This color scheme isn't so bad. It's just dark, right? It's just black and silver. It kind of reminds me of that Image comic hero, Shadowhawk. Was that Image or Marvel? And that's not bad. And if you look at this model, I created kind of like a fur cape just by using this hairpiece. This is intended to be a hairpiece that goes on the back heads of some of the Eldar models, the Dark Eldar models, or Drukhari as they're called now. But instead of putting it on a head, I made it as a cape. And these aren't awful. Again, whatever, they're fine. This guy's missing a hand. They've just been in boxes, random boxes over the years, getting tossed and turned. But these ones look not good. I really don't like the paint job on these. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was looking at the color wheel. I think I was inspired by the 90s and Super Soakers or something. I don't know. But this color scheme is not it. This is not the wave. And here you can see an example of the hair. And yes, it should attach onto the head just like that. But for some of the models, I instead made it as if it was a cape. We're just taking a quick look at these models. And thankfully, the Eldar line, the Dark Eldar or Drukhari line has vastly improved. They look a whole lot better now. The latest models for the Drukhari are just a whole lot more sophisticated, a whole lot more detailed, and I feel like the concept for the Drukhari, this actually reminds me of Battletech. There was like the enemy faction from Battletech. That's what this guy kind of reminds me of. But yeah, I feel like when these models first came out, they were kind of like an original sketch, like the first sketch of a concept, but nothing fully realized and fully fleshed out in the way that the normal Eldar or Eldari are. Even these models here, which are the Rogue Trader era, or rather, early 2nd edition Eldar models, you get the sense that there was a lot of planning, a lot of intentionality to the design from Jess Goodwin, planning things out and really creating a world for the Eldar, and then expressing that world through the models, right? There's actually, I believe, a sketchbook from Jess Goodwin going over exactly that, which is really cool. I'd like to track that down at some point. But I really don't get that sense with these Dark Eldar models. They were just like, yeah, they're Eldar, but evil. And yeah, there's a lot of lore revolving around that. They're not Chaos Eldar, far from that. But yeah, I don't know. They just really don't inspire me in the same way that the Eldar do. These original models, at least. And this hair, the less said about this hair, the better. It's just whack. I don't know what's going on with this hair. Just a very odd collection of models, and for the rest of the Dark Eldar range from that first generation, it followed suit. it still kind of had that feeling. I never went on to buy any of the metal Dark Eldar models. But yeah, again, they just didn't really inspire me in the same way. And the vehicles, again, same thing. But thankfully, I don't have any examples of this, but thankfully the modern Dark Eldar or Drukhari ranges is far better. Again, many years have passed since then, since this era, decades in fact, and we've gotten to a point where enough time has passed such that these designs have evolved more, and they really feel like a fleshed out culture, rather than this, which, again, just not too inspired, and then combined with this strangely inspired color scheme makes for something unappealing. And I do think it's kind of fun to look at these models just because this is a paint scheme. This is an era where I didn't know as much about color theory. I didn't know much about what I was doing. I just kind of painted freely and did whatever, and then if it sucked after, I was like, well, that sucked. Not much planning. But it's just kind of fun to look at them now. These are from, man, I don't want to get it wrong. I'll fix it later if I get it wrong, but I think that these models are designed by Gary Morley. Gary Morley was known for doing a lot of elven stuff in Warhammer Fantasy, including the high elves and the wood elves. So it would then make sense that he would work on these Dark Eldar, but yeah, maybe fantasy was more his bag at the time. And yeah, so that's just about it. Do you guys have any older Eldar models? If you do, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about them? Alright, thanks.